Good day, folks. It's Alex here. Hope you're doing fantastic and you're staying safe. As you know, due to this crash and illness that happened on the stock market, the airline stocks were impacted heavily. Most of the airlines lost 2/3 of their capitalization. So that's why it's a question, is it a good deal to buy airline stocks right now or is it not? So in this video, we'll figure it out. Now, let's look at some key points here. So first of all, the air travel demand. Can we expect the same demand in 2020 as we had in 2019? No, we can't. Because people have less money to spend on vacations and they are afraid to go on vacations as well because of this illness. Can we expect the same demand from the business travelers? Well, not really. Because lots of conferences got cancelled, people are getting used to working through Zoom, through some online platforms, through WebEx. We cannot expect that demand would not be there. It will slowly recover, but initially we can see that there will be less and less demand. And probably some of the aircraft would be underbooked, some would have 20-30% of capacity booked. Second point is regulations. Right? What about regulations? Regulations, as you know, many countries are at a different stage of illness. Right? Some are just in the beginning of the curve, some are at the end of the curve. Some governments are more conservative about reopening, some governments are more liberal about reopening. And we can see that probably we will stay closed, the borders will stay closed in some countries till September, October, or late this year. That would lead to, again, reduced demand and people less traveling to those countries. For instance, if you look at some major airlines like Qantas and Aeroflot, for instance, they cancelled lots of their bookings till September. You cannot book an international flight till August or September. Right? Now, social distancing. I know that's a bit weird one, but it also impacts the economy of the seats. As you know, the governments have enforced those regulations and the social distancing rules, and many companies, like for instance Delta, they're now locking middle seats. But that means that for the plane that was supposed to carry 200 passengers, they now can fit only 120 passengers. As a result, they either will have to increase the prices, reducing the demand even lower, or they will have to have unprofitable flights. Right? Now, before we move any further, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button down below till it's blue and subscribe to the channel if you like it. It really helps me to grow this channel and deliver you better videos and better ideas. Next point is debt. What about debt? Well, first of all, we know that in the United States, many of the airlines, they got bailed out by the government. They received lots of funds, some of them credit funds, but only 30% of those funds have to be repaid. You can say, well, it's a good thing that only 30% needs to be repaid, but some of the airlines, like American Airlines, they're saying that it's not enough. They would have to draw some extra funds from credit facilities, indebting them even more. And of course, they will have to service that debt, meaning that there will be less dividends, no buybacks, and not only because they cannot do it, because the CARES Act also said there shouldn't be any buybacks or dividends in the next 18 months. So it also reduces the attractiveness of this investment. Now, if you are a long-term investment and you're looking at investing maybe 2, 3, 5, 10 years from now, can we say that airline business will be there in 5 or 10 years? Well, probably it will, right? Because people will still need to travel. People still want to go to Bali, Thailand, and other places, right? They still want to get on vacations, right? And also, if you look at the market itself, like some domestic routes, they're still occupied. Like for instance, here in Australia, here's the picture from a domestic flight from Townsville to Brisbane on April 13th. There's no social distancing there, right? It's fully booked, it's full. So I would say that airlines positioned for domestic market, like Southwest, for instance, they're in a better position than international airlines like Hawaiian, for instance, because Southwest, they're looking for more like domestic market. Hawaiian, they're more looking at serving destinations between Hawaii and Japan, Hawaii and Australia, Hawaii and some other countries, right? That's why I would say that it's worth having some part of your portfolio in airline stocks, maybe 10 to 20%, and looking at buying bigger airlines rather than small airlines. For instance, looking at buying them at 10 to 20% discount from the current value. For instance, for American Airlines, they trade at $11.57 as of this recording. But I would be looking at buying some more shares of American Airlines, maybe at $11 or $10, or if it goes below $10, it's definitely a buy. Any of major 4 American airlines like Delta, American, United, Southwest are good investment. Spirit and Alaskan can be a good investment. I'm a bit neutral about them because they're smaller. And I'm more negative about Hawaiian because again of international exposure, and I don't see much Americans traveling to Hawaii this year for vacations. Now let's have a look at some balance sheets. So I have combined revenues and liabilities of the companies in this spreadsheet, and you can definitely see that Southwest is in a much better position than other airlines and has less debt. It has more revenue, it is more exposed to domestic market. Delta and American, they don't look that great, but again they have more upside, and given the uncertainty that we're at this stage, sometimes the balance sheet they wouldn't mean much. We can see lots of companies who have more debt. They will recover stronger from such events. So I would say that all of them, they're receiving government support, and I don't think that they will be broke. Now, personally, I'm long in American Airlines and Delta Airlines, as I believe that these airlines are the most stable ones, even though they have more debt as compared with Southwest. And Southwest probably is in a better position, but if you look at risk-reward scenario, Southwest, you can maybe double your money, but with American and Delta, you can triple your money in 2-3 years span. Of course, you know, Southwest looks more superb. It has a better balance sheet. It has less debt compared to Delta and compared to American. But the growth potential, of course, of Southwest is much, much less. That's why for me, I'm keeping American and Delta Airlines. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to smash the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and wait for other videos. Have a great day.